Hi there, my EICMA updates continue with this new Xpulse 210. That's another stunning launch from Hero Motocorp, and so glad that we could get a glimpse of this and other bikes from Hero Motocorp stable, like the Charisma 250 as well as the Extreme 250. That also looks nice and like a proper muscle street fighter naked bike kind of a feel. So we'll look at it later. Today we're gonna, or for now, we're gonna look at the Xpulse 210. Now, all the Xpulse fanboys who have appreciated the Xpulse for what it is, a proper dual sport machine, always wanted more power. They said it lacked that power, especially when they hit the highways. They wanted that more cruising speed, maybe triple digit speeds, because it used to do well up to 85, 90, and once you're past the triple digit speeds, it used to feel a little out of sorts. And yes, for riding through the woods and for clearing those obstacles, it was a piece of cake for the Xpulse. It is properly equipped with long travel suspension, the massive wheels, adequate amount of ground clearance. So the equipment was there, but they could make it better, and we kept hoping and praying for the 210, and finally it gets the same engine from the Charisma XMR, which I recently bought. And what we get now is this new blue color paint scheme, the new headlamp layout, LED turn blinkers, a color TFT, and a DOHC layout, a dual overhead camshaft, so that gives better in-gear acceleration. So that's a good thing, and a 210cc liquid cooled engine as well, and you do get fuel injection for BS6 bikes. So liquid cooled engine doesn't heat up, allows the engine to doesn't feel strained, and maybe it's a 4-valve engine as well. Yeah, so the engine doesn't feel strained even when you rev it hard or you're cruising continuously at triple digit speeds. So it helps the engine to maintain that optimum temperature without getting too hot. The monoshock, the long travel suspension remains the same. I was hoping maybe they could have added USD forks along with long travel suspension just for a proper comprehensive upgrade, but maybe they've saved it for higher capacity Xpulse. We don't know, but this is what you get: a proper long travel suspension, 21-inch front wheel, spoke wheels, and tube tires, I believe. A switchable ABS, I think that was there earlier as well, but the color TFT is a value add-on. It looks stunning for a bike at this price point. Pedal disc brakes, switchable ABS, as I told you, and yeah, the radiator for the liquid cooling function, and more power. Finally, 24.6 PS is what is mentioned in the official video, and it looks stunning in this blue and white color scheme. Can't wait to get my hands on it. You have a metal bash plate as well. The Xpulse is a seriously underrated bike. Like, right from its inception, right from its launch, people loved the way it looked, loved the form factor, loved the function, to be able to conquer any terrain, anytime, any place. But then they always wanted a little more power. Some of them felt that it was lacking that extra bit of power, that they wanted to enjoy it all the more. And finally, Hero has answered our prayers, and you just get what the doctor has ordered. So 24.6 PS is close to 25 PS. So you might be wondering, what is the torque figure then? So the torque figure, as per what I can guess from the Charisma specs, is around 20 Newton meters, close to 20 Newton meters, or maybe just over 20 Newton meters. So that's decent enough. And also, we had two variants earlier. We had the standard variant and the 4-valve variant and the Pro variant. See, the Pro variant was taller, had higher ground clearance, 270 mm ground clearance, 891 mm seat height, and 825 for the normal, 220 mm ground clearance for the normal variant versus 270 mm for the Pro variant. And handlebar riser was included for the Pro variant. Front suspension travel was 190 mm for the normal standard edition versus 250 mm for the Pro edition, and 170 mm rear for the normal standard edition versus 220 mm. Now, do we get a Pro variant in this? We should be getting a Pro variant, because they always come as standard, because once you have this update for the standard edition, I'm sure they'll have a Pro edition of the same variant. So that goes without saying. As I told you earlier, the power was close to 19 PS, so it has been bumped up by 6 PS, so that's considerable increase. Also, the torque was somewhere around 17 Newton meters, 17.3 Newton meters, but now it has been bumped up up to 20 is what I feel, and that is a good increment and a good increase without having to compromise on fuel efficiency, because at the end of the day, the Xpulse, the main strong point, one of the persons who first owned the first among the first lot of Xpulse, he was super happy with the fuel efficiency. He might have had some other niggles and some other minor teething issues for the new lot, but he was always happy with the fuel efficiency. He used to get close to 58 kmpl in city conditions from the Xpulse, not the 4V, the model prior to that. The 4V is supposed to be more efficient as well, 4 valve per cylinder, and that continues. So now we have more power, more torque, so the mileage figure might take a hit, but in exchange you're getting more power, more excitement, and more enjoyment on the run. The wheels and tires, yeah, 21/18 is the setup. I think we'll continuing with the same setup. The suspension, again, proper pro grade suspension to take on any kind of rugged terrain, with 37 diameter pro cartridge type adjustable suspension for rebound damping and compression. So that was amazing for front suspension, as well as the 10-step adjustable, preload adjustable rear monoshock. So this was the standard setup for the suspension of previous model. Now, have they increased the diameter to 41 I'm not sure. There's no claim as such. So let's hope for getting our hands on, or witnessing the bike in the flesh, and getting to know about that. The chassis, of course, you have 5-speed gearbox. Now maybe this might get a 6-speed gearbox. So the Charisma gets a 6-speed gearbox. So this might also get a 6-speed transmission, which is really impressive as well. And brakes, so you get, I think, remain more or less the same. You get the same 276 diameter pedal disc up front, and a 220 diameter pedal disc at the back. Switchable ABS, as I told you, and the dimensions. So that is something we need to wait and watch as to whether they have increased the seat height. Earlier, as I told you, it was 825 for the standard seat height for the standard model. So whether they retain it at the same height, or whether they might bump it up slightly up to 830 to match that of KTM, or maybe KTM Adventure is having a seat height of around 855 because I owned one myself, the 390 Adventure. But this might be left untouched, and maybe they'll give the higher seat height variant or save it for the Pro model, which might get the higher seat height, higher ground clearance, longer suspension travel front and rear. So that is kind of it. The pricing, well, we're not sure about the revised pricing as of now. The price starts at around 1,47,000 for the standard variant, and 1,54,000 for the Pro variant here in Hyderabad. So I'm not sure how it's the price in Delhi and other cities or states. You can visit your nearest Hero Motocorp showroom. But yeah, the EMI options are also visible clearly on the site, making things a lot more easier to plan for your motorcycle. Like, say for instance, even if you take a loan of 1 lakh, because it's around 1,47,000 or something. So even if you take a loan of 1 lakh, you end up paying only 2,000 rupees as EMI for 60 months. So that's pretty reasonable and less of a burden. 2,000 rupees to आजकल स्विगी का बिल में हो जाता है. So just having a casual evening party with your friends, or ordering a couple of pizzas, 2,000 rupees to ऐसे हो जाता है. So that is pretty reasonable EMI. So this is just a gist. This is not the exact EMI you might be paying, but at least giving you an idea as to how to plan for your bike. लेकिन अभी जो है Xpulse 210 has become far more equipped, more powerful, better equipped, and much more capable than before. And kudos to Hero Motocorp. And this year 2025 is going to be action packed for us motorcyclists. We are having launches from KTM big bikes are going to invade our shores. We have the Supermoto models. We have these new models from Hero Motocorp. Kawasaki is slated to launch some of them, and Yamaha, maybe they're going to bring the R7, MT-07, MT-09, because the MT-09 already media ride भी खत्म हो गया अभी. Like already some select media people were allowed to ride. So if they have been given the access, that means sooner or later the MT-09 is going to make it to India. R9, there's no kind of hint or anything whether it will come. But 10 Series 700, again, many people are hoping for it. So don't be surprised if they bring the 10 Series 700 ahead of everything else. So all this updates are coming up. If you appreciate this kind of effort, trying to keep you updated about all these new launches, please do leave a like, and please subscribe and stay tuned for more action coming your way. I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, take care, God bless, and ride safe.